Good morning, dear students. Today I have brought a new question. Today let us go to the next question. Already question number 27, reporting the speech. It is over. Related to that question, I have tried my level best to give you the basic knowledge. I hope that you do not neglect to do your duty. So today let us go to the next question number 5, main question number 5, sub question number 28. At the end of your English textbook, 2 model question papers are given. You may refer to the same. To understand the nature of the question and the structure of the question, what you are expected to do in that question, you can understand by referring to the questions given in model question paper number 1 and model question paper 2 given at the end of your English textbook. Yes. Before going to that question, you should, I think, it is necessary for you to understand the aim and object of the question. Why that question is given to you? What is the purpose behind? What does the question aim at? It aims at teaching you speaking skills. It aims at teaching you some speaking skills, how to conduct a conversation. While conversing, under many situations and circumstances, our way of putting forth our ideas differs from place to place, from person to person, based on the relation, based on the situation. Your way of speaking with your neighbor is not the same as you do with your parents at home. Your way of speaking with your brothers or sisters differs much from the way you speak with your friends. And even among the friends, when you are speaking with your friends, your way differs on the percentage of understanding between you and your friends. If your friend is too close, the way you speak with him or with her is different. Or the friendship between you and the boy or the girl in front of you is not so close, then the way you express to him or to her even then differs. The way you speak with a doctor is different compared to the way you speak to your teachers in your college. And it also depends upon the situation. Sometimes we shall be in acute need for a help from somebody. Suppose, I shall give an example. Suppose that you went to a far-off city like Bangalore, Mysore, etc. But unfortunately, on the way, you lost your cell phone. It came to your knowledge only when you reached the strange place. You got down from the bus or you got down from the railway bogie, and immediately it came to your knowledge that there was no your cell phone with you, it was lost somewhere on the way. Then you are in a puzzle, then you are in a difficulty. You want to talk to your parents at home to inform that you have reached safe. You reached the destination safe. But you are helpless because you have lost your cell phone. Then immediately you are in need of a cell phone of anybody using which you can talk to your parents, and you may even inform that your cell phone is lost. But what do you do to have a cell phone? Can you all of a sudden go to a man or a woman who is holding a cell phone in his or in her hand, and can you all of a sudden snatch the cell phone from the man or from the woman? How nonsense it looks. You cannot do that. Instead, you shall have to go and you shall have to stand, and on your face you should look helpless, and the man or the woman may at once understand that you are badly in need of something, and the man or the woman may ask, do you want help? See how the man or the woman used the words, and how the man or the woman understood at once your difficulty. How could he or she understood? How could he do that? It is only because your facial expression. By your facial expression, the man or the woman in front of you could understand that you were in a certain difficulty, and then you need the phone. What is the way you may ask for? You may do to get a cell phone from him or from her for a little while, for 2 or 3 minutes. Can you force the man or the woman to give the phone? Have you any right to force the man or the woman to give the cell phone for your need, to fulfill your requirement? You can never do that. You should have certain manners. You should have polite manners. The aim and object of this question is to teach you how to converse with strangers, or how to converse with people in front of us. The persons in front of you may be a doctor, maybe a teacher, maybe a neighbor, maybe a friend, maybe a stranger, anybody may be. You have so many occasions to speak to others. You may go to the post office, you may go to a bank, you may go to the bus stand, you may go to the railway station, you may go to your neighbor, you may go to your friend. We in our day-to-day life, every day we need to go to so many people and to talk to so many people based on the situations and circumstances. We shall have to use effective body language, and we should learn to express. In our expressions, remember, we should seem to be polite, our words should be soft, our manners should be cultured. One thing is told in Kannada, I shall tell you. Nalige kula helittanta. People, you may have heard people saying this. Nalige kula helittanta. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕನ್ನಡಿಯನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿನ ಶೈಲಿ ಹಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಬರೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯಷ್ಟೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ತುಟಿಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಲಿಂಬ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಳಗಿನ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ತಿರ್ತಾವ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ನೋಟ್ at whenever your friend or your relative or somebody is speaking to you, please try to observe their body language. Then you will understand what a body language is and how important also it is while expressing our ideas. So let us come to the question. What things are to be noted while expressing? There should be politeness. Our words should have to be soft. Our body language is also important. So that's why I say your tongue tells what you are. Your tongue tells what you are. So come to the question. Open at the textbook. Given at the end of your textbook, model question paper number 1, and there is a question today. Now I shall give you an example. Listen to me. Later I shall send this question paper, practice paper to you. I shall send this question paper through online, and read that question paper. Try to answer that question. I have prepared this question based on the question given at the end of the textbook. Question number 528, complete the following dialogue. In this question, two persons are engaged. One is a clerk in a bank, and the other is a customer. So first, it is the customer who begins to speak with the man in the counter. He says, "Good morning, sir." These two words are given initially to help you to continue the remaining part of the answer. It is a clue given to you. It supports you. It helps you to understand what to write next in the remaining part of the statement. What does the man want? He is seeking information. He has come to the bank and he has approached the clerk, and he is trying to seek information from the man, from the clerk, what to do, or how to open an SB account in his name in the bank. To this, the clerk replies, what does he do? He is giving information about needful documents. You should understand what the needful documents are to open an account in a bank. It is knowledge based. And to answer, it needs knowledge. You should not copy the words given in the bracket. Remember, you should not copy the words given in the brackets. It simply gives an information to you. It gives a suggestion to you what to do next. So, in the bracket it is gives information about needful documents. Who gives the information? To whom? The clerk gives. To whom? To the customer who has come. What may he have told? Imagine. And your imagination is consisting the answer. Then the customer once again asks, he is asking something. What is his question? He wants to know about the minimum balance that should have to be maintained in his account. It is simply what he wants to know. But exact answer is not there. In the bracket is given an instruction to you what you should have to write. What is given in the bracket? The customer wants to know about minimum balance that he has to maintain in his account. Then what you should write? What do you write in that blank? I shall tell you to help you. Sir, what is the minimum balance amount that I should have to deposit? This is the, if you write this, it would be the correct answer in that place. The clerk answers. Rupees 1,000. Only some 3 words are given, but it is not completed. You should complete the question. You should complete the answer, complete the blank. Lastly, the customer is taking leave. What do you write in the place? Simply it is said, the customer takes leave. How does he take leave? Don't you know? Sir, thank you very much. Sir, thank you very much. I shall come tomorrow. If this is written, it would be the correct answer. Actually, I have prepared 6 questions. I shall send all these questions. Today I shall send 2 questions. Today I shall send you 2 questions, and tomorrow I shall send some more questions. And look into these questions and prepare answers. Unless and until you put your efforts, you cannot earn whatever may it be. If you want to be an engineer, you should have to put efforts. If you want to be a doctor, you should have to put efforts. Because after being an engineer or a doctor, certainly you will have to speak to so many people in the society. You should know how to speak with others. It's an important part of our daily life. Language is the tool with which we can deal in the society. So I do not talk much about this because you have already heard so many times. With this I shall close my today's class. Let us meet tomorrow. Thank you.